guys, welcome back to another Sunday meal prep video. We have Miss Maya here to do our intro with us this morning. She's being super sweet. Normally she's not up here. Normally it's Nico. Yeah. Anyway, we are getting ready to get started on our meal prep for the day. So for our meals today, we are going to do taco soup for one of the meals with the corn muffins. I wanted to do an easy crock pot meal. Charlie was immediately like yes to taco soup. Y'all know he loves that. And then for our other meal, I'm going to do the Cajun chicken and rice casserole. I think it's from the Skinniest Dish, and it has chicken and then the butterball turkey sausage that we like in it. I think I just mix everything together and bake that in a casserole dish, so that should be another easy meal. I'm not going to make a dessert or anything. I will prep my breakfast and stuff today. I'm trying to figure out ways to make my meal preps easier. Next Sunday, for instance, I actually have to work all day. It will be the first. I always have to work on the first. I'm not really sure how that's gonna play out next Sunday. So next week's meal prep video might be a little bit different than this one. You know, we might end up cooking some of the meals like during the week or whatever, but then compile it into one. But anyway, y'all know I've kind of been wanting to get my little Sundays back and have a little bit more free time. Like today, I'm kind of wanting to make a run to Costco, so the taco soup will cook in the crock pot. I'm also having chicken salads for lunch this week, so my chicken for the salads will just cook in the crock pot all day long, and then the only thing that I really have to make is my breakfast and then that Cajun chicken casserole. So hopefully it won't take me that long, and maybe I can get my casserole done and stuff, make my run to Costco. I love that cereal that I picked up at Costco for just like a little treat or whatever. It's 2 points per serving. It tastes like unsweetened Cinnamon Toast Crunch a little bit. And I just have it with my almond milk, so it's like a 3-point snack, and I'm like, I gotta go get some more of that, so I'm gonna grab a couple of bags of that if we go, and maybe some other things. Look how sweet Miss Maya is, y'all. She is literally the most loving little thing. She just doesn't like to be in front of everybody and on camera all the time, but tell them, say we are glad you are here. If you are new, please go ahead and subscribe. Yeah. And also check out the description box down below. I will have all of the recipes either typed out, or I will have the link to the Skinniest Dishes recipe for the chicken rice casserole. And I will also have links to the recipe in my WW app so that y'all can just import it directly into yours. Also, I have a really great Facebook group. It is called Finding Our Way. This is the icon to that group. There is a direct link down in the description box as well for that Facebook group. You can just click on it and then click to join. And also follow me over on Instagram if you haven't yet already. I will leave my Instagram handle here on the screen for you as well. So with all that being said, let's just get into the video. Right, Maya? You ready? Good girl. Alright guys, let's get into it. Alright, it is time to start our meal prep for the day. Here is everything that Charlie pretty much has to prep. I will do the grapes, but he will do everything else. So he's going to dice up 3 of these chicken breasts for the chicken Cajun rice meal that we're going to do. And then the rest of them I'm going to have him do through the food saver. I'm just going to use some of the frozen chicken for the taco soup and for my salads this week, because I feel like we need to rotate it out so that nothing gets old. There are still some that was still in the old Ziploc bag, so I'm going to use those up, and then a couple of the ones that he has done through the food saver. So the rest of these he will seal up in the food saver and date those. Oh, there's Miss Maya. Everybody's nosy about the chicken. Here, Charlie, come get the chicken and put it up. All right, so then we also have the pineapple and watermelon. I'm just going to have him put these in a plastic bowl, and I will divide those out later in the week because I do not need to make up like little individual meal prep fruit containers since I'm having salads for lunch. For the grapes, I will pluck all of these off and wash them very well in the vinegar and water because they are super dirty. The turkey sausage will just be cut up into the little rings to go into the Cajun chicken rice dish that we're going to make. 1 of these green bell peppers will be sliced up for that, and then the other 4 are going to be diced up for my breakfast as usual. So now I'm going to put my chicken on real quick in the crock pot and the taco soup before I head into the shower, and then we will get into Charlie's prep. Alright, so I'm ready to put on the taco soup. I have my 3 chicken breasts in here. I'm just going to, of course, do some salt and pepper on them. Okay, so we got the salt and pepper on them. Now I have 2 cans of drained and rinsed black beans. We're going to go ahead and go in with those. I have 3 cans of original Rotel. What I really like to use with these is just like the big 28-ounce can, but I couldn't get that, so we just have a bunch of the originals. I always like to buy extras of these, so 3 cans of original, or you could do some fire roasted or whatever, but I am going to season up some more with some hot and spicy taco seasoning and some chili powder and ground cumin. So there's the 3 of those. And we'll go ahead and go in with some chili powder. Again, this is optional. We just like it a little extra spicy, per usual. And then we're going to go in with some ground cumin as well. I know y'all seen me make taco soup 100 times, but like I said, it is Charlie's favorite. And I wanted to do a crock pot meal today, and this was what he wanted. So this is what he's getting. And then we have 1 packet of original taco seasoning. And the second packet is actually optional as well. I just like to do 2. It does make my soup to come out to 1 point, but I don't really care because we like the extra seasoning. So there is a packet of hot and spicy. And then we are going to go in with some frozen corn. I'm not going to measure it. Corn is 0 for me, but be sure to measure it if it's not for you. You probably need like 10 to 12 ounces. That might be too much, but it'll be fine. And then I am going to go in with this full container of chicken broth. And then I'm just going to give it a stir. I'm going to put it on high. It needs to cook on high probably for like 6 hours or so, I would say. I always set it for a longer time just so that it doesn't cut off. At some point later, I will shred the chicken, put the chicken back in, and then that will absorb a lot of this excess liquid that we have. And then if I needed to add any more chicken broth or something, I always have like extra cans of that on hand, and I can do that as well. But that is it for taco soup. Easy peasy. We will have the corn muffins to go along with it, which I will make later after I get through taking my shower and getting ready. So there's the taco soup. We're going to go on high. And again, I'm just going to set it for 8 hours. And it will just do its thing. So now let me put my chicken on for my salads. It's even easier, and then I'm getting in the shower. Okay guys, so I'm gonna keep it super simple for my chicken for my salads. I have the 3 chicken breasts here. We are just gonna add salt and pepper. I am gonna do 1 can of chicken broth. So I'm just gonna add in 1 can of chicken broth, salt and pepper, and then I'm just gonna cover it with water. And that is gonna keep it super simple. It's gonna be delicious and not really taste like anything except for chicken for my salad. So let me cover it with water. Okay, so there we go. We have it covered with water. Can of chicken broth in there, salt and pepper. I'm putting this on high. I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to let this one cook until later this evening as well. This one's not as fancy as the Ninja. It doesn't have a timer, but since I put them both on pretty much at the same time, I can keep up with how long this has been on as well. But I will literally just shred this up, put it in a container, and then have it to make my salads all week. Easy peasy. You can also use this to make quesadillas or whatever you want to. It's always handy to have shredded chicken on hand. So with that being said, we will roll into Charlie's prep now.
Got that something, baby, that I can go without, just like a poison in me. You're all that I'm about, loving the highs, don't mind the lows. It's getting out of my control. I want that something, baby, 'cause I can go without. Mama used to tell me love ain't right if it ain't easy, but I'm in too deep to walk away from you. Papa used to tell me love should never
here are my fruits and veggies for the week. I have my diced peppers as usual that I will use on my pizzas and in my eggs. And then I'm not going to make up fruit containers since I'm doing salads probably Monday through Thursday this week. I really won't need any fruit containers until later in the week. Charlie went ahead and chopped up that leftover pineapple and the leftover watermelon from our Costco haul from last week. So I'm just going to stick those in the fridge like this and then make up a container as I need them. The grapes, I just like to leave kind of open in the refrigerator like this. I never have any issues with them, and keeps them kind of dry and they never end up molding or anything. So I just throw like a handful on my salads whenever I make them, and then I will use those also if I make a fruit bowl. So I'm going to put this up and we're going to get started on the Cajun chicken rice casserole. Alright everyone, we are getting ready to start on the Cajun chicken sausage and rice casserole. This is from the Skinniest Dish. Of course, this recipe will be linked down in the description box below. So what you're going to need, it says a tablespoon of avocado oil or olive oil. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use spray. It does call for some diced yellow onion, which we don't like onions, so we're not going to use that. We do have some diced green bell pepper here that we are going to basically soften up in a skillet with 4 to 5 cloves of minced garlic. And then we basically mix everything else together and then put it in a casserole dish. So we need about 1.5 pounds of raw chicken breast cut into small pieces. We have that. We have some smoked turkey sausage. This is the butterball one that I always use. Just 1 package of that cut into the rounds. 1 can of the fat-free cream of chicken soup. 1 can of the fire roasted diced tomatoes. And then we need 1 cup of uncooked rice. She calls for long grain white rice, but I always just use jasmine rice. It's my favorite. 1 1/4 cups of water, which I have that measured out here. We need a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning, so I have that here, and then we also need a teaspoon of celery salt and cooking spray. So my oven is preheating to 375. I have my skillet here. We're basically just going to soften up the peppers, and then I think the last time I made this I tried mixing it all in the casserole dish like she says to, and it was hard to mix it together well, so I think I'm going to get a bowl out, mix it together well, and then we're going to put it in the casserole dish, cover it with the aluminum foil and bake it. So that's the plan. So let me throw this together real quick and get this in the oven. Okay, so I have my skillet here. I'm going to soften up these peppers. Again, if you use onions, then you would do the onions and peppers together and the garlic. So we are going to use, it says 4 to 5 cloves of minced garlic, so we'll just use like 4 good-sized teaspoons of minced garlic. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a lot of garlic, but it's delicious. And we'll go ahead and add in our diced bell peppers, and that'll take a couple of minutes to soften up and brown. You don't want to overcook your garlic for sure. This skillet is one of those green pans, I think it's what it's called. My mom and then gave it to us for Christmas. I love it. It cooks really fast. So I'm going to just let this kind of do its thing, and we're going to mix everything else up together in a bowl to where all we have to do is add this, and then it will be ready to put into the casserole dish. So I'm going to grab a bowl, be right back. Okay, so our peppers are starting to cook. This pan literally just takes like a minute or so to get nice and hot. I love that. And in here we're just basically going to start adding everything else. So we're going to add in our sausage. Actually, I'm going to salt and pepper the chicken. Alright, so I put some salt and pepper on that side of the chicken. I'm going to add it in, and then we will give it a stir and put a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add in my can of Rotel and my can of cream of chicken soup. Give my peppers a stir. They are getting nice and hot now. I don't want to burn my garlic, so we're going to go ahead and cut that off. I'm just going to take it off the heat for a minute. Get everything else mixed up. So we have our cup of rice. We're going to go ahead and add our rice in as well. We're going to go ahead and add in our 1 1/4 cup of water. And then we need a teaspoon of celery salt. And we need a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning. And we're going to go ahead and add in our peppers and garlic. And we're going to mix it all together well. I'm going to double check to make sure I got everything. Alright, it looks like I do have everything together. Of course, this does not look pretty once you mix it all up together, but when we had it the last time, it actually was really good. We really enjoyed it. We love that turkey sausage that's in there. I know we like to make that all the time. And it says to like put it in the casserole dish and then mix it, but the last time I had such a problem trying to mix it up well. I figured I would do it in a bowl this time. So we're going to spray our casserole dish and put it all in there. Okay, there we go. We got it in there. We're going to cover it with aluminum foil. It's going to bake for 1 hour. It says, or until the rice is fluffy, which I think I baked it for just the 1 hour the last time and it was perfect. So we'll be back once it is done. All right, everyone. I just got the casserole out of the oven. I left it in exactly 1 hour. I'm just stirring it up a little bit. It was a little bit liquidy, which the last time it was too. But of course, this sits in the refrigerator all week, so it does help keep it a little more moist, I guess. So sorry if you don't like that word, but I think it looks good. The rice looks good. So we are going to go ahead and plate this up. Y'all see the steam coming off of it. I literally just took it out, took the aluminum foil off and just giving it a good stir so it's nice and mixed. And we are going to just divide it into the 6 containers. Now, I'm not going to necessarily weigh it per se, but what I may do is kind of weigh my containers and make sure they are about the same size once I get it portioned out into the 6 portions. And then if I need to move some from one to another, then I will. So let me get this portioned up and then I'll show you the final product. Alrighty, here are the completed bowls of the Cajun chicken rice sausage casserole. It looks, smells, and tastes delicious. I did do a little taste test of a little bit that was on the spoon. So going to get these put away. All we have left to do is basically shred up the chicken in the taco soup and the chicken for my salads. And make the corn muffins. Alright guys, so we're going to make the corn muffins now that I always make. You need 1.5 cups of cornmeal mix, self-rising. I just like to use this Martha White hot rise, but it doesn't matter as long as it's self-rising. And I'm just going to put that in, and then I'm going to use basically 1.5 cans of cream style corn, 21 ounces. I do have my scale here. I'm going to turn it on and I am going to measure this out to where I have 21 ounces. There we go, 20.95, that works. And then you're going to need 3 tablespoons of egg whites. I always have liquid egg whites on hand. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm going to do 6 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'm just going to mix it well and it will be ready to divide into the 12 muffins. Okay, so I have that mixed well. I'm going to divide it into the 12 muffins. I have just sprayed my muffin pan with the Baker's Joy or Pam baking spray. Baker's Joy is actually a different brand. This one smells a lot better though, by the way. It smells like butter. It smells delicious. So we're just going to scoop it into 12 muffins. Okay, I have them divided out there, going in the oven, 400 degrees for about 15 minutes. Okay, here are the corn muffins, fresh out of the oven, looking delicious. They're a little hot. I'm going to let them cool, and then we are done for the day. Charlie has plated up the taco soup, and I'll show you that real quick as well, and then we will close out. Okay guys, here are the taco soups all plated up. I just shredded the chicken, put it back in there, and let it cook for like an additional 30 minutes, and then Charlie measured that out while I was making the corn muffins. So overall, we are done. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining us for another Sunday meal prep. We are not going to get everything out and set it up. We actually took the time to make a little run to Costco, so we're running a little bit behind. So we are just going to go ahead and end it off today, but overall I think that everything turned out well. Excited for these meals this week. Charlie, are you excited for your taco soup?
I'm excited.
He's always excited for taco soup, guys. So thank you so much for joining us for another Sunday meal prep, and stay tuned for the weekly vlog coming up. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.